Good morning, everyone. I'm very excited to welcome all of you to the third edition of our Grow with Google event in Malaysia. Technology has helped Malaysians through the economic effects of the pandemic, enabling people across the country to turn to digital platforms for their everyday activities. For example, to shop, to work, learn and run their businesses in new ways, including entrepreneurs like Ismail Muhammad and his wife Suhaili Ahmad. Their resilience and their determination throughout the pandemic inspires me, and it reminds me of the strength of all Malaysians.
Saya belajar cara menanam anggur melalui YouTube.
Pada mulanya, ia hanyalah eksperimen sahaja. Kami mendapatkan benih dari pelbagai tempat bagi mengisi masa lapang sepanjang tempoh PKP.
Pada mulanya, ramai tidak percaya apabila dimaklumkan tanaman anggur mampu hidup dan membuahkan hasil di Port Dickson kerana ia bukan tanah tinggi cuaca sejuk seperti di Gamilan Island.
Kami berharap kebun anggur ini akan turut menjadi tarikan pelancong ke Port Dickson satu hari nanti agar dapat membantu komuniti PKS di sini.
Ismail and Suhaili's story is just one of the many stories I've come across, and it reflects the passion for progress. Now, our appetite for learning doesn't ever really stop. We want to provide digital skilling opportunities that can benefit all Malaysians from diverse backgrounds and, as a result, advance workforce equity through Gamilan. Gamilan is a program that offers everyone, all Malaysians, a chance to upskill themselves as they seek new opportunities in life. You take the example of Haziq, the CEO of Reka. He runs his business full-time and saw an opportunity to expand his services to include IT support. Haziq recently completed the Google IT Support Professional Certificate and is now applying his new skill sets to help clients build their internal IT capabilities. Hey Haziq, great to have you here today. So you've embarked on a journey of learning to expand your business. Tell us a bit more about that.
Hey, yeah, I'm happy to share, Mark. So my journey is centered on my love and passion for continuous learning, and I like to experiment and build new things. And so much so that I actually built a company around this, Reka, a company to provide a space for creative, innovative, and bold-minded people to come together to sort of solve challenges with technology. So Reka, our company, is a research and development company, or R&D for short, and we focus on implementing digital technologies and automation within organizations to try and bridge that human to technology interactivity gap.
That's impressive. So do you have any advice for Malaysians who want to venture into new opportunities but don't really quite have the skills yet?
Yeah, definitely. As you know, I run a full-time business, right? And yet I still feel that there's so much more room that I could grow to adapt with the ever-evolving environment that we live today, right? And that's why I'm constantly learning new skills and finding ways to grow my current network. And I have been working in the tech industry for over 11 years now, and I can build software and hardware to support my clients in achieving their vision as well as their goals. And during this time, I realized that while we're working with high-tech applications, many companies struggle with troubleshooting IT issues, and a large part of that stemmed from the lack of technical IT knowledge. So I wanted to look for a course that would help me to communicate better with my clients and help them solve their internal IT issues. And that's when I discovered the Google certification on IT support on Coursera. And man, I was amazed at how interactive the course were, and the experience was great. The way the course instructor delivered the course with minimal jargon which is surprising because for a technical topic, you would expect more jargon out of it, but it makes me understand it easier and inspired me to try out a similar approach when communicating with my own clients. And now I'm also offering training to my clients, enabling them to improve their internal support capabilities in terms of IT. And meanwhile, for myself personally, I would like to also upskill myself during work hours by finding projects that exist in the intersection of my current abilities.
Thank you, Haziq. I think what really stood out to me is you had your eyes on a bigger purpose. You have a clear why that motivates you to upskill yourself, and that's probably something we can all learn from. So to remind ourselves, why do we need to learn this new skill? Now, if you are ready to learn a new skill to help you land your next job and build your career, the Gamilan program can help you. Now, besides the Google IT Support Professional Certificate that Haziq completed, Gamilan also offers IT automation with Python, data analytics, UX design, project management, and digital marketing and e-commerce certificates. We understand that there are Malaysians from the lower income group who may not afford these certifications or do not have the access to the right infrastructure. So to ensure the growth of our digital economy that is inclusive and equitable to as many Malaysians as possible, we at Google Malaysia are adding an additional investment to achieve this goal. So, on top of launching Google Career Certificates, Google Malaysia will offer scholarships for 31,000 Malaysians to earn that certificate at zero cost. Now, offering scholarships is one, and finding the right recipients and distributing the scholarships is a different task altogether. To do this, we will partner with education institutions, industry partners, non-profits, as they have the distribution means and access to various groups of Malaysians who are most in need.
Celcom is proud to be collaborating with Google to digitally upskill the job seekers and mid-career employees to thrive in today's digital economy. The Gamilan program and Celcom's pillar of advocating equity in education strengthen our shared objective of inclusivity, which is a value that we truly believe in everything that we do.
We aim to be the leading voice to shape Malaysia's digital economy. That is why we are invested in raising the nation's digital talent and building more homegrown capabilities. We are working with Google to build current and future digital talents in Malaysia while addressing the talent gap and challenges we have currently in the industry. Together, we can drive knowledge to every level of society and put Malaysian digital talents on the world map.
So we spoke about getting upskilled, getting certified, and if one can't afford it, scholarships are given. What about jobs? Now, to help you make the right employment connections, Google Malaysia is setting up an employer consortium consisting of companies who recognize the certificates and are keen to hire Gamilan graduates. So we're deeply honored to have partnered with employers from various industries across advertising, banking, e-commerce, F&B, news organizations, as well as transportation, to name a few.
As a tech startup, we understand the need to build and grow digital talent pool to ensure there are enough skilled talent to support companies' growth. CASM is thrilled to support this outstanding initiative by Google to build competent digital talent.
We're very excited to work with Google to grow a diverse group of local talents through digital training and offer them career growth opportunities where they can put their training and knowledge to full use.
As the leading digital publisher in Malaysia, Rev Media is always looking out for talent to join our already diverse and vibrant team. Hence, we are delighted to be part of Google's Gamilan project in contributing to Malaysia's national development and digital transformation in developing digital talent for the industry.
Kemahiran digital merupakan kemahiran yang sangat penting dalam apa jua aspek pada masa kini. Malah, permintaan untuk tenaga kerja berkemahiran digital tidak pernah berkurang dan memerlukan sokongan dari pelbagai pihak. Amans Media yang ditubuhkan 10 tahun lalu merupakan syarikat berteraskan digital dan sejajar dengan visi kami iaitu membentuk komuniti berinformasi. Kami sangat teruja untuk bersama dengan Google bagi menjayakan program Gamilan. Kami menantikan tenaga kerja mahir digital yang bakal dilahirkan oleh Google.
And as I'm standing here today, we are also looking and adding more partners to the employer consortium. So today, our partners will be sharing key insights and tips for anyone that is interested in picking up new skills, finding a new job, or advancing their career. If you have any questions, please insert them in a live chat and our speakers will try to answer them.
Thank you, Mark. Many of us choose a career while we're still at school. Then before we know it, we are packing our bags and heading to university, leaving 3 to 5 years later, armed with a degree and optimism that we will love our job. We spend our 20s working our way up, but when 30 comes knocking, your goals and aspirations can move in a different direction, and you can't stop thinking about trying a career change. If this sounds familiar, then trust me, you are not alone. In fact, a survey shows that 88% of Malaysians are ready to learn new skills or completely retrain in order to remain employable in the future. Making a career transition may sound scary, but it may not be as difficult as you imagine. The demand for talent is incredibly high. If you want to start a new career but don't have experience in the industry, what can you do? To answer this question, we have invited the CEO of Omnicom Media Group, Eileen Ooi, who has a lot of experience on this topic.
I've always been really passionate about building people. In fact, till today, I actually help to screen, interview, and identify, potential candidates for Omnicom Media Group. In fact, actually, at Omnicom Media Group, we have seen people of all different backgrounds as well. From psychology to engineers to even radio hosts who have actually joined us as well. So for those who are actually looking at a career change, my typical advice for anyone who is making a career pivot or transition to consider the 4 main pillars. First, I always ask them, why do you want to change? Thinking about what isn't right about your current career, or I think more importantly is also what is the expansion that you're looking at if you're unhappy in your current role. This will help you to look for the right changes. So more importantly, you should also set realistic expectations for yourself. You need to understand that this will be an uncharted territory. You might need to change your behavior and your attitude accordingly. Then, do your research and consider your trajectory of what it is that you are trying to achieve. What is it that you are looking to desire from the new industry or the new role, and what are the required skill sets that are needed to be successful? One approach is to look for an inexpensive introductory course online like Gamilan. Once you get an understanding of what is desired in this space, you should prepare a plan to transition to the new career. Consider taking an assessment of what are the actions that you should do to build the foundation. What is it that you are bringing to the table to the organization or as well as the industry? I often encourage my hiring managers to look for things that we call core competencies. Some of these include problem-solving skills, critical thinking, self-leadership, self-awareness, and adaptability as well. Ideally, you also want to get creative when you're thinking about your own experience. So you may not only think your typical 9 to 6 when you're factoring in your own experience and skills. Maybe an ad hoc project, maybe your personal passion project, or something else that might feed into the desired role or the industry that you're trying to enter. Make it clear to your future employers that while you might be new to this industry or the organization, but you're in it for the long haul.
There are many skills that are transferable and can be demonstrated in other industries. Some top skills that employers look for include being able to support and lead a team, being able to make decisions and solve problems, and being able to plan and organize work. These are skills that can be demonstrated in all industries and outside of work. Now we have Laura, an event specialist, sharing that she wants to become a data analyst. So Eileen, can you please help to guide Laura over here? How can she move from an event specialist to a data analyst?
So let's take a step back. Knowing why you want to change is an important part. Examine the internal and external factors that are driving your career and why you are considering changing. This will help you to find the right fit for you in the future. It will also help you to find clarity on not only why you are motivated and interested in your work, but also helps you to gain an understanding of how the industry is behaving. Then, you should identify who in your network can help you to move forward in your career. This could be people from your previous industry, family, friends, and community that you could introduce you to opportunities or give you insight and advice from previous experience. Finally, the big question, knowing how to change. You can achieve this by learning specialist and transferable skills that you can present to your new employers.
So Laura, what we're trying to say over here, you support your career transition by aiming your anchor and understanding why you're thinking of changing jobs. Next, you can assess your current skills and abilities and understand how they transfer over. Finally, you can look at all of your experiences and network to see what and who can support your career transition. So, Eileen, we have Herin over here is asking whether it is possible to find a job in a new industry without a network.
So you can always start building your network. Meeting with people who are doing the job that you want to do, or expand the group of people in your current circle and be open to new opportunities that arise. There are a lot of networking opportunities, but always set objective for what you want to achieve by the experience. Learning how to network in itself is actually a skill. Even without a network, it's still possible to find a place in a new industry by combining what you can offer with what the industry is looking for. Remember, switching careers can be intimidating, but more importantly, it seems like you're leaving everything behind to start from scratch. But that's not really true. Your previous skills and experience will be made out of specialist skills from your industry and also transferable skills that you will be able to take to the industry you are planning on joining.
Thank you so much, Eileen. This session has made me realize that not all of our skills will become obsolete when we decide to make a career change. This session has made me open my eyes on how I could be a suitable candidate for a variety of jobs in a variety of careers. I hope all of you have a better understanding on how you can manage a career change. Keep the questions coming in through the live chat.
Now we all know that the job market is competitive, and knowing how to impress employer with a quality resume is important. In this session, I have the Vice President and Chief Marketing Officer of McDonald's Malaysia, Melati Abdulhai, joining me to share how you can create a strong resume.
Hi everyone, it's really a pleasure to be joining you here today. Every day, the recruiters at McDonald's sift through dozens of applications, right? We are constantly recruiting, and we are also an organization where people voluntarily send their resumes as well. So with the amount of resumes that we receive, do you know how fast we have to sift through each and every one of those resumes? 7.4 seconds.
Wow! Only 7.4 seconds to stand out and catch the recruiter's attention.
Exactly. That's why it's really important to have a clear and easy read resume that shows, your potential manager why you're a great fit for the specific position that you're applying for. Resume writing might be a bit daunting at first, and I know a lot of you use templates, but that's good. It's a good start, but it's an opportunity for you to really showcase yourself and make a great first impression, which will be key in securing a job interview and eventually maybe landing your dream job. Many of you think past experiences are important. Yes, it does share your track record. It gives an impression of how dependable you are. But having a great personal and interpersonal skills are critical to the success of any job. And veteran managers like myself can actually read through and understand how strong you are, as far as your personal, interpersonal skills are concerned, just by reading through your resume. Make sure these skills are clearly exemplified in your resume. When developing your resume, it's important to showcase your strengths and achievements. It's like telling a story, right? So use persuasive verbs like developed, led, increased, as well as action words to make your resume stand out. Don't tell me a long story, because time is precious, right? Every employer is different. You have to make sure you customize your resume and suit what the employer will be looking out for. So do your research, before you send in your resume for that particular organization, and then you will understand how you can actually improve and improvise your resume to stand out, just like a book stands out on a shelf, right? Other than past experiences, your passion points, such as being involved in projects, communities, associations, special interest groups, or volunteer organizations, would also be good supportive details in your resume. This shows that beyond being career focused, you're also an individual that has many other interests and pursuits, and that you're a colorful character. To me, these are qualities that I try to glean from resumes, and also what I look for when I conduct a job interview with an individual. Another quality I look for in a potential employee is critical thinking and problem-solving abilities. Highlighting this as one of your strengths in your resume is important, as it demonstrates how quick you are on your feet and that you can come up with solutions to problems. Tell this story clearly and how you were really a part of that problem solution. This also tells me that you have a strategic mindset, you're capable of looking at the big picture and making calculated decisions that would have a positive outcome and impact to the brand, the business, or the group that you are associated with. Overall, the structure and content of your resume is important, but it should also convey who you are and what you are capable of. Why should I hire you? What would you bring to my organization that's different from everyone else that's actually applying for the same role? Ideally, it should give me a glimpse of your confidence level, your passion as an individual, should communicate your potential in terms of ideation and what you can contribute to the organization or to the team that you're joining. More importantly, if you're the right fit for the company. Very often, it is the compatibility and chemistry between you and the interviewer that will get you through the door, aside from your strong resume. As I said earlier, do your research. You must also know who will be interviewing you, because then you will cater your train of thought as well to be able to impress your potential people manager.
These are great tips, Melati. So for those who are watching our live stream, experience can come in many forms beyond job and internship. So before you start writing your resume, you should read through the job description and think through all of your relevant experience and soft skills for the role, and then showcase them in your resume. Okay, we have a question from CY in our live chat. CY shared that she quit her job 2 years ago to be a full-time mom, and she is now struggling to land a job. So, Melati, how do you account the gap in her work history?
Oh, I love that question. And there are many of you in the same situation out there. It's all right to take a break from work, but you should account for it in your work history or in your resume as well. Don't be afraid to show that you were taking time off to either improve yourself or to manage a family situation, because every individual is different, right? But at the same time, you were being productive throughout the time that you were not actually working in an organization. For example, list volunteer work or courses that you were taken online. These are things that would actually show that you were active and developing your skills or developing your own self whilst you were not being employed. While work experience will likely make up most of your resume, it's also good to include sections for education, activities, achievements, and personal interests as well.
So CY, I hope you benefited and will use the tips shared by Melati. In addition to what Melati mentioned, you can also consider looking for a course online to develop a new skill such as Gamilan. Beyond structure, your resume should represent who you are and what you are capable of. So Melati, do you mind sharing the key takeaway that audience need to understand to make them more confident in their next steps?
For me, the key takeaway that I would like for the audience to focus on is honing your soft skills, because you will need to be able to communicate to your potential employer or manager all the qualities you've listed down in your resume. You will also be able to show potential interviewers the years of experience listed in your resume through your personal skills during the interview. You want to look good on paper, but you should be even better, equally impressive in person as well. You write your resumes, make sure you give respect to your potential employer or manager. Don't write like you're writing to your friends on social media. Yeah. So this is a very important step for you in landing your desired job. Be bold in showing that side of you. Communicate what a confident person you are, why you are the right candidate for the job, because that will eventually be the deciding factor on whether the company hires you or not. Don't underestimate the power of personality and confidence, because attitude is something that we cannot train.
Thank you, Melati, for joining us today. And to all of our viewers, thank you for tuning in. I hope all of you find today's session useful and helpful. To continue growing your skills and career, be sure to check out the Gamilan program. And if you are interested in hearing from recruiters in top companies and how to prepare for job interviews, what to write in a cover letter, and how to prepare for a career change, be sure to let us know in the feedback form.